Hey, Dave, are you recording?
What?
Yeah!
All right.
Yeah!
Hello, everybody, and
I
welcome.
like that you presume that I'm recording just because I hit the button. I mean, I am, but...
At this point, have we ever been wrong?
Fuck you, Dave.
Well, you have a couple of times, but...
Man, fuck! All right,
Fuck you, Dave.
all right, but yes.
Hello, and welcome to a very special edition of the Cage Fight Podcast.
And you know what? You know what fucking day of the week it is, Jess?
I think I have a feeling.
You know what?
I feel
You
it
know
in
what
my
time
bones.
it is. You know what day it is. It's
I
fucking
feel like I gotta-
Fred Durst Friday.
Spin this baseball cap.
So everybody kick back, relax, open up a nice, refreshing glass of hot dog flavored water.
This
Get
hat
yourself
is
a-
so tight on my head, I gotta
Sure.
turn it the other way.
Yeah, like head from corn. Get yourself a chocolate starfish to munch on. Take that red baseball cap, turn it around, and just kick up your feet because we're going to be talking about some Fred Durst content. Fuck yeah. Yeah! All right. So, we are in the last round of the
last-
quarterfinals.
Yeah, the last bracket of the quarterfinals. Yeah.
Yes.
Or
And today,
I can't talk.
we are going
I
to
can't
be...
think.
We're going to be re-reviewing the Fanatic and the great illustrious Fred Durst directed movie, The Fanatic, and the Corey Feldman song off of Angelic to the Core, Seamless.
Seamless.
Now, first, let's talk about The Fanatic. Now,
All right.
I did rewatch The Fanatic.
I also rewatched it.
I did not.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, you'd already
Uh,
seen it twice,
And
hadn't
to be
you?
fair, I mean,
Yes.
I think last time you guys watched Pauly Shore is Dead, and I'm like, nah, I'm not fucking watching Pauly Shore is Dead.
Yeah, so 2 out of
Um,
3 ain't bad,
no, it
to
ain't.
quote Patrick Stump.
Yes, exactly.
That's exactly what I was thinking, and I'm glad you went there.
Yeah.
Let's do an emo bracket.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. You do Fall Out Boy bracket.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Fallout bracket.
so my opinions on The Fanatic have changed.
Do you? I can give
I-
a quick plot summary.
Oh, yeah, if
like
you want to, sure, go-
super quick.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Okay, so John Travolta plays Moose, who is
Dead in
like
the brain.
an autistic man, maybe,
yeah,
or
sorry.
maybe
Autistic,
some
Down
other-
syndrome, mentally challenged, something.
yeah, something. Who is
You,
obsessed
you,
with?
you can tell he's really stupid because his hair's messed up.
Yeah.
Not good.
bad haircut. And he's obsessed with horror actor Hunter Dunbar. And after trying to get Dunbar's autographed and being repeatedly pushed away by a very rude Dunbar, Moose begins sneaking into Dunbar's house, culminating in him tying up Dunbar one day and like sort of torturing him like emotionally with fake horror movie props. If you think about it, because he's like literally like standing there like pretending to stab him with a knife. I don't know.
And I have some
Uh,
interesting factoids about that scene after you're done with the synopsis.
But,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more embarrassing, though, that Hunter Dunbar did fall asleep with that crack pipe in his mouth.
But Dunbar convinces Moose to let him out and then brutally tortures Moose with a shotgun and a knife. He then lets Moose go, but is soon after arrested on suspicion of killing his maid, which Moose actually did
By accident, to be fair, yes.
by accident while breaking in. But yeah, that's the plot of the whole movie, pretty much.
And I will say that the very last scene where Moose is like walking the streets of LA with that like his friend, and like he's kind of like, you know, obviously he's fucked up because he's missing an eye and missing like one of his hands. And the people on the street are like, "Oh man, that's fucking wild." Apparently, that was a deliberate choice to make Moose become the celebrity on the street that he always wanted to become. Like, oh,
Ah.
you're like well known for something, and you're being well known. You're like you're well known as like the guy who got fucked up.
Yeah,
Basically, and like became disabled. So it's kind of a weird way of achieving fame, even if very shortly.
it is true.
Um,
I see. I took that more as like they assumed he was another one of the performers, and they thought he just had on really good
well,
makeup.
you know
But-
how I
so-
got that idea is because I watched a SAG video about my sack, but from the Screen Actors Guild, which is nearly hour-long interview with John Travolta, Devon Sawa, Fred Durst, and then as well the woman who played Moose's friend. I think her name is Anna Gojira or something like that. She's got a weird name, but it's almost like Gojira.
She wrecks Tokyo all the
Yeah.
time.
She
plays in a
transforms
French
Rex's
metal band.
Tokyo.
Yeah.
But yes, there's some fun factoids I found from this interview, and it's a really interesting interview because everyone is acting like this movie is the most amazing film ever made. Which
Can you
spoiler
blame
alert,
them?
What?
Can you blame them?
No, it's really good. In fact, so spoilers on my opinion of The Fanatic after I've watched it. This movie fucking rocks. I
Oh.
love everything about this movie. It is one of the best so bad it's good movies in a long time.
Hmm.
It
Maybe
is
even one
so
of the
funny.
best movies ever made.
There's a scene where John Travolta Moose is like choking that like weird street guy. He's like, I want Freddy Krueger to cut off your head.
Oh,
and like the way he says the line makes me laugh every time because he's putting so much intensity into it. It's pretty impressive. But no, honestly, the audience, The Fanatic, one of the best movies I've seen in a long time, entertainment wise.
Really?
It's very entertaining. Very few boring scenes, and even the boring scenes are kind of funny. But yes, in the Screen Actors Guild video, I was able to get a couple extra fun trivia factoids. So apparently John Travolta picked out the mullet. That was his idea to choose the mullet.
Oh, okay.
So, of course, John Travolta wanted to honor his dead son, so he made him look extra stupid.
He's got good taste in hair, probably because he spends so much time hanging out with like meatheads at the gym at 3 a.m. who he then assaults in the shower.
Yes, and to be fair, just in case our audience didn't listen to the last episode for whatever reason, Fred Durst chose to play a deranged, mentally challenged man to honor his dead son.
Or John Travolta did. He said Fred Durst.
I'm sorry, John Travolta did, yes.
Yeah.
This movie's not disgusting at all.
No.
A lot of
It's
Moose's
normal.
dialogue apparently was improvised. Mostly wasn't scripted.
Interesting.
Which honestly, John Travolta did a good job then because a lot of the scenes made me laugh out loud. It's way better than improv comedy, let me tell you.
It's a really funny script. Well, not script, but
Yeah.
Apparently, John Travolta did method acting. For when he was on the set, he would only talk to people in his Moose character.
Oh God.
That-
Can you imagine what that was like?
Yeah, seriously.
Just like
I'd rather have fucking Jared Leto do Joker shit.
Yeah.
it's like the least professional thing you can do while being extremely professional.
Yeah.
And also another fun fact: Devon Sawa's very first role was remember the Casper the Ghost movie that came out in the like 90s?
Yeah.
Yes.
He played the kid in that movie.
Hell yeah.
He played the kid who ended up dying and becoming the ghost.
I've had a crush on him ever since.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty cute. I mean, Bryan Singer thought he was really cute in that movie, too. And apparently Devon, and I don't think this is true, but he said this in the SAG interview. He said that he personally had to fight to get on this movie because he hadn't been in a movie in a while. He's like, I got to get on something really good. So he chose this.
So wait, who is Devon Sawa?
Devon Sawa is the guy who plays Hunter Dunbar.
Oh, okay.
Also known as Stan from the Stan music video.
Yeah, also
Which
known
is
as
funny because
Teen Heartthrob.
I gotta say, like Moose writes a letter to Hunter Dunbar in this, and I believe it went something like, I waited in the blistering cold for you for 4 hours, and you just said no. I don't know. Anyways, I hope you get this, man. Hit me back just to chat. Truly yours. Let's call a truce. This is Moose.
Jess, that was okay. I don't think that was real, but
that was in there, and then I remember at the end when he
forgot
ties
that
up
part of the movie.
When he ties up Hunter Dunbar, he goes like, "Dear Mister, I'm too good to call or write my fans. This will be the last time I ever see your ass." And just go to Genius.
Okay, yeah. To be fair, that was actually a line in the movie, so I'm glad you mentioned it because I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And apparently, I don't think this is true either. But the interview asked John Travolta when was the last time he had to do like audition. He had to do an audition read. Was for Carrie.
What?
Yeah, from like 1976. I don't believe that's true.
That's the last time he had to do an audition.
That's
with
what
John
he said.
Travolta?
Yeah, that can't be.
That can't be fucking true. Because here's the thing about
I feel
Carrie.
like he had to at least.
That was only his second movie role ever, and he's not a big character in that movie.
I didn't even remember he was in that fucking movie.
No,
John Travolta is offer only, and that's the way it's gonna be.
Remember that blonde like bully who ended up being in RoboCop?
Yeah.
In Carrie? That was like her boyfriend was John Travolta.
Oh.
Yeah. I remember John Travolta very vividly in that movie. He's not a super like major character, but he does have like dialogue and he does exist, but he's not a big character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's the first person to make fun of Carrie for getting a period.
He's in the girls' locker room.
I can't remember that actress's name, but she was RoboCop's like woman sidekick.
Robo Broad.
Robo Broad, yes. Also, another fun fact, apparently Fred tried to make Moose sympathetic, which, good job.
Success. I
Really
would say.
wonestful job.
Good job. And also, Fred Durst actually did say the budget of this movie. He said the budget was $50 and some in and out. So honestly, this movie was in the black.
Oh, shit, okay.
Yeah. So I'm just like, holy shit, Fred, good job.
Mm-hmm. How did they fucking do this with the no budget?
I think that was a joke.
Oh,
But he says like, oh yeah, this movie was like $50 budget and some in and out, and I'm like, holy shit, it was in the black though.
yeah.
And also, so we all know this movie raised if previous listeners haven't listened to the episode where we talked about the Fanatic, this movie made $3,153 at the box office, and we theorized that it was like one screen over a weekend. No, it was 52 screens.
52 screens.
Was it just not marketed at all?
That's what I think.
Like,
wow.
Because an average of $10 a ticket, which is the low end of average, I think that's 300 tickets. You know,
like so divided by 52 is roughly 6 people per screen.
Is that still one weekend though?
I don't know, but it said 52 screens total.
Because I feel like this is one of those movies that the only showtime is fucking 10 a.m. or something, and the only people that saw it are like 2 unsuspecting elderly people who get like they just go see movies like, because they get a senior discount.
In this movie.
Yeah,
I liked him in Saturday Night Fever.
Like every time I've gone to a movie that early in the day, it's just like geriatric fucks who hang out at the movie theater for fun.
I would love like a boomer who's like last time seeing John Travolta was seeing them in Saturday Night Fever, walk into this movie, be like, I haven't seen an actor in a long time. Oh, what is this? That would rock so hard.
This would blow their mind, probably.
Oh, yeah.
I will say I did. There was a lot of boomers at the screening of Uncut Gems that I went to, and it was like 9 a.m. on Christmas Day. And they were very shocked by that movie. So I can't imagine how that crowd would feel about John Travolta getting his fucking fingers cut off and shit.
Oh, yeah, it rocks.
I know it's a cliche, but that movie stressed me the fuck out.
Yeah.
So I watched that to unwind after a car accident.
Yeah, bad move on your part.
And I will say, though, too, so another fun factoid, and we did mention this in the last episode, but this was the lowest grossing opening weekend of John Travolta's career. And this after John Travolta is officially retired after his wife, Kelly Preston, died earlier in July. This is the last movie John Travolta has ever been in for now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, lowest opening, one of the lowest critical receptions. Good note to end on. And also very insulting to your own family lineage. So good job.
Yeah.
It's a weird move to retire with this being your swan song, you know?
It is strange. I guess he felt like maybe he just did a nice tribute to his dead son or something, but
now I've done it all.
I don't think he did. I don't think he really
I don't think he did. It was very not respectful. It's funny, but it's not very respectful.
Mm-hmm.
And also, at one point, and this drove me I was crying laughing when John Travolta said this. John Travolta at one point compares Fred Durst to Robert Altman and Quentin Tarantino as a one-of-a-kind director and talent.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Jess, what do you think about that opinion?
It's an opinion. I don't know. It's and he's judging it off of the 3 movies that Fred Durst has directed, those being 3 movies we've covered on this podcast. The Long Shots, basically discount Are We There Yet? But based on a true story.
And also Population 436, which is like a B-list.
Well, he didn't direct that.
Oh, I'm sorry. He was in it. He starred as one of them.
But The Education of Charlie Banks, a discount Great Gatsby, that was very good, and this. And he is a one-of-a-kind directorial talent.
Basically, all of these movies can only be found in the bargain bin, but not at like a Walmart, at one specific store that
a gas
only
station
exists in one place.
In a Love's truck stop in southern Indiana.
Yes. Yes, this is in Whitestown, Indiana, or whatever.
Where the local football team is the Whitestown Indians.
Yeah, the White Indians is the name of the team.
It's like Kevin Costner from Dances with Wolves. It's the mascot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that is the only place where you can find DVD and VHS copies of all Fred Durst movies. And also, apparently John Travolta during his improv scenes, because apparently the scene where they tied up Hunter Dunbar had like a lot of deleted scenes and like a lot of like deleted bits that they improv'd. And one of them is where John Travolta sings the song I Need Love by LL Cool J as Moose's character.
Why?
Yeah, why? I don't know.
Why would that have been in there?
It's an important character choice because that is one of those songs that is used so commonly in your Hunter Dunbar type movies.
Yes.
So yeah, what and also there was another scene where he reenacted Misery.
Oh,
Where like he does like the fake like cracking the fucking ankle with the mallet or whatever.
And then he starts singing "Misery Business" by Paramore.
I think there was literally like a reference to like singing an emo song or something too. This SAG interview's fucking weird, dude. And also apparently in the scene where John Travolta got stabbed in the eyeball, the person who was doing like the stunt work or like the the make what the fuck is it? Where like there was like pumping blood.
Oh yeah,
like the
I don't
physical
remember
effects
what
work
that's called, some kind
like
of
squib work or something like that. Like
something,
shooting blood with like a pump. And apparently the person who was doing it wasn't paying attention, and John Travolta started choking on the blood.
Oh god!
And the guy thought it was like just so funny. He's like, I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Oh no!
He said
that does sound pretty funny.
And he said that was the maddest he'd ever been on set, which I understand. Like you choked a guy with what's basically probably like really thick colored like corn syrup. That shit's probably gross.
Yeah.
But honestly, that was also one of the
really
most
good though.
That was also one of the most impactful scenes in the movie because like that's a horrifying moment when he gets stabbed in the eye and he's like crying and screaming and shit.
It's very disturbing, and I don't think I need to see it a third time to say that it's stuck in my head.
Yeah, it's fucked. Well, like the knife was almost stuck in his head.
Yeah. And actually, while they were like improvising all those scenes, John Travolta did actually stab him in the eye.
Yes.
Or I mean,
Devon Sawa did.
Yes. The other way around. It was John Travolta's suggestion because he had started by stabbing himself in the eye.
Yes. Talk about method acting. I mean, that was just part of the role.
Yeah.
And also much of the this is a fun fact that actually relates back to Cage Fight. Much of the principal photography was done in Alabama. In fact, during shooting of Rage. That's not true, by the way. That last part was a joke. That last part was a joke. But yes, a lot of the outdoor scenes on Hollywood Boulevard happened, of course, on Hollywood Boulevard. But the rest of the movie was mostly shot in Alabama.
Okay.
Especially
is that
the scenes
becoming like a new place to shoot a lot? I know Georgia was for a while.
I think a lot of the South
Atlanta's
in general,
expensive now. So everybody moved down to wherever the fuck, Alabama.
Yeah, exactly. So, but a lot of the South are doing like pretty like good tax incentives to like shoot like media there. So, and then also the last factoid, and this I'm saving the best one for last, and they saved the best one for last too. Fred, of course, when John Travolta was still acting, was in the works to make a biopic about Marlon Brando, where John Travolta starred as Marlon Brando.
Okay, now that is a movie you retire on.
Yeah. So that whole interview was fantastic. Like every moment I'm just like, they are acting like this is the best thing ever, and they're giving me a lot of juicy details. I fucking love it.
Yeah, I mean, I know that in promoting a movie that you have to at least not like slander it.
John Travolta is like sucking this movie's dick.
Yeah, it is still surprising to like, and even I know we mentioned this last time, but John Travolta has said, and whether he meant it or not, that this is one of his favorite characters that he's played, which is fucking insane. Like,
yes.
You can promote a movie without completely bullshitting us because I mean, people are going to see the movie and then they're going to think back to this interview that they watched and they're going to be like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah, exactly. And they're going to see the box office and like, wow, you lied a lot.
Yeah. So,
but no, honestly, it's a really interesting interview, and Fred and John definitely seem like they had a really good amount of chemistry. And like John was definitely like eye fucking him the entire time because John Travolta's gay, but that's neither here nor there. And Fred Durst is wearing a Hawaiian t-shirt the entire time, which is rocks. And
awesome.
He kind of looks like
isn't John Travolta the one who's supposed to be wearing that? If he's still in his method acting character.
So John Travolta took that like character trait from Moose off of Fred Durst because apparently Fred Durst wears Hawaiian shirts all the time.
Oh,
yeah. So a little, some creative innovation there.
I will say one thing that I did kind of find fucked up about this movie is that, like, I don't know how much actual control Fred Durst personally had over like the casting and stuff, but the fact that his pal Corey Feldman wasn't in it, knowing that they have such a history together, is surprising.
Yes. Yeah. And speaking of Corey Feldman, we're going to be getting into the winner of the last round of the bracket this was in, which was against the song "Get Naked" from Methods of Mayhem.
One of my favorite songs I've ever heard.
It's really good.
Get naked.
Dave, I'm gonna play Seamless while we talk about this. Let me know when this is loud enough, okay?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So yes, I have a couple opinions after re-listening to it. This song gets better after every listen, and I'm not kidding. I actually kind of like this song a lot.
I don't know about gets better after every listen, but
it ages like fine wine.
Well, I guess it only gets better every listen if you don't realize the first time you hear it that it's a fucking masterpiece.
It is a masterpiece, admittedly. So I didn't really have that many new opinions on it, so I decided to try to find more Corey Feldman performances, and I found some very choice ones. So I want to get to the Billie Jean cover from Limp Bizkit and Corey Feldman.
Oh
Yeah.
Well, I do have a couple of things about this.
Oh yeah, go for it, Justin.
Some lyrics I noted. About to snap this shit like I snap a bra.
Very sexy.
I'm the Phantom of the Opera, baby. Watch me rock it. So like, because the Phantom of the Opera famously front and center was always like right there.
Well,
you
that's,
know?
that's the thing. I don't know if you know, but it was actually
It was
originally named
certainly
after,
not a phantom at all.
Well, the original title was Phantom of the Rock Opera,
Oh yeah.
so it makes sense.
If this is too loud for you guys, you can turn down knob 4.
Oh no, it's
By the
just
way.
the,
All right,
the
it's
headphones
good.
gonna, like crush my. But yes.
Phantom. If you wanted to make those 2 lines rhyme, you could have said, "Phantom of the Opera, baby, I'm gonna fuck you raw."
But do you have any other opinions after re-listening to it, Mike?
I will say that it definitely grows on me. I still am a bit of a Get Naked fanboy. But there's so much artistic value to this song that re-listening to it really helps you unpack just how genius it really is.
Yes, absolutely.
In regards to the Michael Jackson "Beat It" cover,
or Billie Jean.
I'm sorry, yes, Billie Jean. Hey, why not beat Billie Jean?
Beat it to Billie Jean. Yes.
Before we get into that, I'm sorry. On Seamless, the whole time he's doing this weird rasp, Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
And he also blends it with 2 other performances of him doing a different rasp and a different like growl, and I just don't understand this.
It's like a wall of sound created just
a wall of sound of going yes,
growl. Yeah, Corey Feldman growls.
Yeah, rocks.
Sorry.
But yes, I think we should go into the Billie Jean performance.
Yes.
Where Limp Bizkit covers Billie Jean with not Michael Jackson, sorry. Corey Feldman playing Michael Jackson, which is very interesting because Michael Jackson in real life probably groomed Corey Feldman.
Definitely groomed Corey Feldman. I feel like this is one of those rare performances where the performer had to give themselves a trigger warning.
Yes.
And honestly though, Corey he's not a bad dancer.
He's not actually.
He's got it down.
His singing's not great, but his dance moves are pretty fucking on point. I do have to say.
It looks like Michael Jackson might have blasted some of his dance skills into him too.
Along with some other things, of course, but we're not going to get into that on this episode. And then after that, on that performance, they get into Faith, that Corey Feldman does a duet with Fred on. Yeah. And I also love, after the Billie Jean performance, Fred says, "Is Corey Feldman fucking you up tonight?" And I'm like, I don't want Corey Feldman fucking me up at all, okay? We're not doing that.
Hey, Corey Feldman has enough baggage. I don't need to adopt any of it.
Yes. And in fact, but yes, they get into Faith, and Corey Feldman does a duet where he dances and very awkwardly by like trying to headbang in the weirdest way I've seen in a while.
I'll say he's significantly less good at hardcore dancing than he is Michael Jackson dancing.
Yes. So he's good at like more,
and he does the Mitch Lucker like
dancing.
foot on the monitor thing at one point,
but he doesn't. Yeah. But I will say he's good at like orthodox dancing, but definitely not good at like more free-form pogoing and crowd. He's not good at crowd killing.
You won't find him at an Attack concert.
Yeah. But yes, that video was really funny. And then I think as well, Mike, I think you and I really want to talk about the Howard Stern performance.
I'm rewatching it without sound right now.
So in
Perhaps I should put that on instead.
Well, after the song's over, we certainly can.
Oh, okay.
But in the 1992, Corey Feldman's actually been trying to do the music game for a while now.
I didn't realize that this had been a thing for so long.
Yeah.
He does
How
a
old
performance.
was he in 92?
He was I think he was in his like very early 20s. I think he was born in like 70, 71. Like very early 20s.
Okay.
But he decides to do a quote-unquote original song on the Howard Stern TV show, where Howard Stern is completely bald and wearing very like short shorts and shakes his ass on the camera.
He's wearing like a unitard or something.
Yeah. Well, he is Una. He's one retard. So, but yes, Corey Feldman does a quote-unquote very original performance that sounds like the fucking was it the Eddie Murphy song "What's Up with You" that features Michael Jackson
University
on it?
and Airline.
Although to be fair, this song came out before that song.
It also, I think it served as an inspiration to that Kenan Thompson song, "What's Up with That." What's up with that?
Yeah.
The great SNL bit.
I don't recall that, and I'm glad I don't.
Corey Feldman looks very of his time. With the clothes and the hair.
And Howard Stern is dressed as Spider Jerusalem, if you know who that is.
And I will say, though, Corey Feldman's dance moves are still pretty solid here.
Also, wait, Corey Feldman apparently wrote and produced this song. It's called, like, What's Up with the Youth. And the production is not that bad,
Okay, so first episode, What's Up with the Youth? And then a couple years later, on the Michael Jackson song with Eddie Murphy is called What's Up with You?
Oh.
That, okay.
And also, every time he says
even
what's
though,
up with the youth, it sounds like he's saying, what's up with you?
Yeah, so honestly, here's the thing. We make fun of, like, him trying to rip off Michael Jackson's style, but Michael Jackson ripped off Corey Feldman.
It's true.
That's fucking crazy. And to be fair, that phase of Michael Jackson's career was a particular low point, but still. Michael Jackson, don't rip off Corey Feldman. And frankly, don't rip off Corey Feldman's pants. I mean, let's not get into that right now, okay?
Yeah. I will say, like, okay, Feldman singing on this is still kind of bad, but here it's more covered up with, like, vocal doubling and a lot of reverb and effects. It does kind of sound like this is a canned performance and not him doing it live on this thing.
Oh, yeah. And there's also a really funny moment halfway through where the camera just focuses on a black little person in a hula skirt.
Yes, in a grass skirt. It is a little person of color in a grass skirt dancing on stage with, like, a seashell necklace. And at that point, I'm like, what in the fuck am I watching?
And meanwhile, while the little person takes center stage, while Corey Feldman performs in the background, and Howard Stern is just off to the side of the stage, like weirdly shaking his ass.
Yes.
And making sure he looks at the camera while he shakes his ass at us. So yes. And then as well, I did want to mention as well, so I did joke earlier that Corey Feldman did take up some other traits from Michael Jackson, and here we're gonna get into it. In June 2020, Feldman removed himself from the SAG Awards, the same ones where they interviewed the guys for Fanatic. Sexual Harassment Committee, as reported by the website Hollywood Reporter, who reported that SAG had issued a resolution to remove Corey Feldman from the board after a number of formal complaints were shared with the board. Former members of Corey's band, they're called the Angels, where's angelic to the core, so that's his band.
Yeah, Corey's Angels. They make a joke about that on Seamless.
That had come forward, include, I'm not going to dox them on the show, had all come forward with information relating to Corey Feldman's conduct with women. The SAG National Board also claims that there have been formal complaints to law enforcement, including the LAPD, and investigations are currently ongoing into the allegations of sexual harassment by Corey Feldman.
Well, I mean, when you spend your entire youth, being surrounded by people who touch other people inappropriately, it just becomes normal to you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And in fact, former Angel, once again, not going to dox, provided a YouTube video interview titled, quote unquote, "Is Corey Feldman a rapist?" In the video, she details the regular drug use, fighting, and frequent group sex parties in Feldman's home. In her interview, she goes into graphic and vivid detail about witnessing regular forced sex and forced sodomy by Corey Feldman upon newer members of his band. Once again, this former Angel reported the matter to the police department as a witness. Feldman's behavior has been the subject of controversy for quite some time. I wonder why. Feldman has denied all allegations against him, claiming it's part of a massive conspiracy against him. A petition to the United States Department of Health and Human Services, wow, this is going up, created in 2018 on change.org, requested government intervention to get Corey Feldman a psychological evaluation. The petition got 178 supporters before the request was closed. 178?
By the way, if this soundbite of Howard Stern going like it doesn't make it on the soundboard, I will be very shocked.
But yes, in January 2018, it was reported that Feldman was under investigation by police on charges of sexual battery. So yes, Corey Feldman did take off after his grooming mentor by also grooming other women in his adulthood. Probably. And yeah. And apparently he joked on a show like when he was getting interviewed that the Angels didn't have to have sex with him, but they could if they wanted. So there's definitely some coercion going on there. So once again, let's think about Hollywood, right? It's kind of full of rapists, isn't it?
Yeah, but people say grooming like it's a bad thing. Like, isn't it a good thing to be groomed?
Yeah, that's what I think.
To be well groomed.
Yeah, to be well groomed. But yes, that is all the things I want to talk about. Seamless. So Corey gets made fun of on Howard Stern, reenacts the abuse that his groomer did to him, and then reenacts that abuse on women.
Yeah.
So he rocks.
I guess you could say he's
kind of like a real rock star if you think about it.
Yeah, his track record is pretty seamless.
Hey. Seamlessly moving from
one sexual abuse to another.
Going from assault to assault, changing roles.
He's very much of a switch when it comes to the
an assault switch. That's just.
Oh my god. Okay, but is there anything else to add before we get to the countdown?
I don't think I have anything else to add. I think I've said my piece.
I think I have.
I will say. I was not aware that Howard Stern had a TV show.
I was not either. But I would not be surprised if he did because he was a big fucking deal back in the early 90s.
Yeah, I mean, this is before he got famous for his comments on 9/11.
Yes, and I believe this was also before he got his big sponsorship deal with Sybian.
Yeah, that was a big part of just learning how to jack off without being able to access porn sites is watching women getting interviewed on the Howard Stern vibrating saddle. So, yeah.
Great.
All right, but are we ready to get to the countdown?
What?
To be fair, considering that this was my idea to do with this whole fucking stupid bracket. No, I'm just kidding. It's the best bracket of all time. I will do the countdown.
Okay.
So
Dave is apparently really edging to do this one.
But yes. So 3, 2, 1. The Fanatic.
God damn. In Fred Durst Friday, I am always on the losing side, I feel.
So
aside from Population 436.
But yes, so Mike, you said the Fanatic?
Yes.
And I did too. And Jess, you said Seamless?
I just feel like when you're talking Fred Durst, the Fanatic is such an important thing to discuss.
Yes, and to be honest with you, well, I was gonna say I don't want to talk about rapists, but I think John Travolta also has allegations of sexual assault against him.
I'd be really surprised if anyone didn't. Quite frankly,
well, to be fair, his accusers
not against Nick Cage yet.
His accusers are all men though.
Oh.
John Travolta. So. Yeah. But yes, the Fanatic will move on to the next round of the bracket. And with this, we're going into the semifinals.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. So we only got 4 left.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right, so Jess, what are the next entrants in this semifinals? First round of semifinals.
So it looks like the next ones will be Bleed versus All in the Family.
Yeah.
Having beaten out the CarMax commercial, Bleed moves on, being covered for a 3rd time.
Yeah.
And All in the Family also having
and
beaten
after this, we're only going to review the best things.
Mm-hmm.
The best 4.
It's the best of the best.
It's kind of like the big 4 with like thrash, but the big 4 of things Fred Durst has done that we're aware of.
Yes, which will be Bleed, All in the Family, Woodstock 99, and The Fanatic. All peak Durst.
All honestly pretty big heavy hitters, if you ask me. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, I think that's all for Fred Durst Friday. So this is gonna be Taylor signing off.
Yeah, this is Jess.
And this has been Mike Durst.
No, I thought you were
shit.
Mixmaster Mike.
Mixmaster Mike Portnoy.
Durst.
The Durstmeister.
The Durstmeister.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.